Do you know what rumination is? It's that experience of having a thought be on repeat, just stuck in a loop. You don't want it, you didn't invite it there, and yet there it is, and you're just ruminating on it. It's like a broken record. The best way to get out of rumination is to do something different. So one of the things you have to do really in order to, give me 1 second. Going up this hill. One of the best things to do to get through rumination is to change your scenery and to move your body. The reason for this is the brain likes predictability. The body likes variability. So rumination becomes a way for our brain to act like it's in charge. Don't worry, I got this. I know exactly what to think. I know exactly how things work. I'm gonna just keep on that track so that we have control. Well, sometimes that control comes at a detriment. It feeds false information, or even if it's not false, negative information that traps you. So again, the brain wants to be right. The ego wants to be right, even at your own detriment, even at the cost of your happiness and your well-being. But the body is like nature. It knows that peace and joy and sunshine and life are really the answer, not just knowing. The plants don't know if there's a rainstorm coming necessarily. They're gonna be, and they're just gonna be fine. There will be storms. So what I've been doing lately, because I've been stuck in a huge rumination spiral since my dad died, I can't stop thinking about death. I really can't. My mind is like, what's it all for? What are we doing? We're marching toward death. But here's the thing. That's been true all along. And there were many times in my life where I didn't think that. So how do I remind myself that I can have another decade or more without obsessing over that, without getting stuck in a trauma rumination spiral? It's through the body. It's through movement and change of scenery and nature and breathing hard and working hard and telling your body that it is capable, that it is not dying, that it is living, that we are going toward health and vibrancy. Now, the brain is smart. It knows if you're lying. You can't sit on the couch and tell it that. You can't even do the bare minimum and tell it that. It knows. Our bodies and our minds need to adapt in order to evolve. There is no such thing as standing still. You are either going backward or forward. So here's the thing. How can we integrate forward movement into our life consistently, even when trauma strikes? Trauma is the ultimate time fucker. It really fucks with time. It warps it. It makes seasons go by where we are disconnected. It gives the illusion of stillness when really we are completely twisted and mangled underneath. Whether it's the freeze response, the fawn, the fight, or the flight, none of those are thriving. Those are adaptive mechanisms that serve a purpose and that do a damn good job to protect us. But they often go unchecked and they can rule our lives for a very, very long time. So how do we get out of that? How do we choose integrated, joyful living? I believe it's a combination of using all of our faculties, all of our senses. By doing these walks, using my voice, using my body, using my senses, I am integrating. I'm allowing my whole self to be present and to be activated. Now, many of us hike alone or with headphones on, and that's beautiful. But there is an internal aspect of that that still keeps us kind of cocooned and wrapped up. There's a time for that as well. When our nervous systems are incredibly shocked, afraid, overloaded, we have adrenal fatigue, we have other maybe meridians that are in the yang state, which is too much of something and overabundance of something. We can use yin energy and really bring things down when needed. Now, I know myself. I was stuck in rumination and I was pretty flatlined. I was in the dorsal vagal state, which is paralyzed, basically, emotionally, mentally dissociated from the body, to the point where life meant nothing. This was right after my dad died, and tons of other factors. A lot of mental health stuff in my circle of people, friends, colleagues, clients, family. Now, I could have given up and thought that that just was how things were. But what I recognized was it was a response. It was a response to circumstances. An adaptive one. One that nature has curated for us so that we can survive. So I don't fault it. I'm going to take just a quick pause here. Good morning. Hey. Other humans. Yay. It's an adaptive response, so it serves a purpose, but we need to remember that it is not our way of being. It is not what we are intended to be permanently. I hope that everyone has experienced the lightness of being, the lightness of actually just being in a way that is not from being under challenged and just in rest mode. No. And not from being overdone to the point where we have to earn our right to exist. But that sweet spot of, good fucking Lord, I challenged myself. I pushed myself to a point where I know that I can adapt and evolve, and it feels so fucking good. You're literally growing. It's like having new leaves sprout up on a plant. There's nothing wrong with wanting continued growth. I think I feel in some ways there's a culture going around right now. It's a pendulum swing away from the human potential movement that was obsessed with optimization and personal growth and healing. And it's this pendulum swing of, oh God, I don't even know what the word would be for it. It's almost like apathy, but that's not the right word. Withdrawal. That's the word. Withdrawal. Withdrawing from things that feel challenging. Things that push us out of our comfort that require us to show up in ways that are healthy but hard. Now, I'm not a joiner. I personally really struggle with groups and kind of cult mentality. I'm a huge free thinker and really want that for everybody, which is ironic. Does that make us all in the free thinking cult? Anyway, so I come at it from an honest lens of recognizing my own withdrawal in some ways from groups and from society even. Wanting to disengage from parts that feel, we got some steps here. Parts that feel either inauthentic or just going through the motions. I really struggle when it feels like there's entire groups that are kind of stuck in ruts because they've always done it that way, instead of thinking of innovative ways to be and do and adapt. However, let's not drop out. Let's not withdraw. Let's not stop trying. These steps are steep. Let's keep going and keep trying to make this place a beautiful experience for all, because that is what we have. We have our experiences. There's no promised land. There's no finish line. There's no going somewhere. It's the experience itself that matters. Let us find ways to honor the path, whichever one that is, deviate from it as needed, pick up new paths, get to the top, honor the work and the challenge. Let's do it together. Let's do it alone. Let's do it in ways where we are continually allowing yourself full expression. Full fucking expression. That's the name of it. No more of this soft serve fucking don't rock the boat bullshit. That's not what we're here for. That's not what we're doing. Sometimes you gotta rock the boat. Sometimes you gotta be loud. Sometimes you gotta take up space. There's a time for quiet. There's a time for serenity. There's a time for grace. There's a time for everything. But to make a habit of silencing ourselves, playing small, forgetting that the experience itself, how we feel within that experience matters, that time's over. Maybe I'm at this place because of Virgo. We're in the season of Virgo, and God knows we are some fiery motherfuckers when we really get a hold of things. They say that this is the year of the Virgo villain. Enough playing nice, enough people pleasing. I could see that. I could see that. Somehow finding that balance of taking up our full space, like these beautiful trees, and not diminishing others' space. Encouraging everyone to take up space, to be their full, joyous, natural selves, out of their heads, out of this mental rumination, out of this protection mode, this mode of being 1 or 2 or 10 steps ahead in order to prevent what's coming downstream. Let us be joyous. Let us enjoy all that this world has to experience.